Let's talk about protecting yourself from negative and toxic energies. So depending on where you feel like you might be picking up these negative energies, there's different ways of handling it. Number one, if it's just like when you're out in common world and you just feel like I'm a really empathic person and I always pick up all these energies or something along those lines, many cultures have always placed things over their head, whether it's a scarf or whether that's a hat or a wrap of some kind. Energetically, we are these energy centers basically that reside within us. We are energy beings. We are beings that are made out of multidimensional elements, whether that being light or water, earth, or whatever connected element that we are. Our main source and connection is that of energy, and we have energy centers that we call the chakras, and we have our kundalini energy that resides within us. We have these energy channels that run up the body and all the way up to the crown of the head. Now, our crown is sort of like where a lot of our energy is coming in, and it's also where a lot of it is going out. It's sort of this force of energy that is going both up and down. Yeah, that's why we cover our head, because that seems to be a main source of where our knowledge, infinite wisdom, all is kind of sourced from. If you think of like the pineal gland, everything is connected through this upper area, so keeping that protected is important. But maybe you feel it more in your heart. Maybe putting crystals in your bra or something like that is more resonant with the kind of protection that you want. For me, protecting myself against negative energies isn't really always in the outside world. When I'm in the outside world, if I feel negative energy around me, I tend to just drop into this specific space that I have cultivated over years of just, whether it's a mantra, whether it's me just clearing energy, mentally saying what it is that I want to be cleared, or how I want to be protected, or what kind of reality that I am going to manifest. So let's say that I'm walking down a dark alley and there's a man who's making me feel uncomfortable. I might say mantras or affirmations in my head of, I am safe, I am protected, anything that kind of comes through in that intuitive moment. But a lot of that comes from the awareness. How aware are you in your body? How do you feel negative energy? Maybe you feel it in your solar plexus down closer to your belly button. Maybe you feel like a burning sensation. Maybe you're in a relationship that causes that burning sensation anytime you're around that person, whether it's a romantic relationship or family or whatever it may be. And then down at the root, we have down lower our sacral, we have our root. In between these energies, that can be where the toxicity has been felt. Where do you feel it? Do you feel tension in your shoulders, in your neck? Do you close up? Do you choose not to speak? How is it that you respond to negative energy? That's step one, understanding how it reacts in your body. Once you have a good understanding for how negative energy operates in the body, you can catch it and call it out faster. So that's why it's so important to understand how it affects you. So thinking of situations that maybe you've been uncomfortable or you felt like they were toxic or negative energies, and just observing how you felt that. Once you have the awareness of how you're feeling it, you have options. Like I said, sometimes I feel it in an external experience and I choose to attune to a specific frequency with mantras or thoughts. Our thoughts and our words are vibrations. So in repeating them in your brain, you're attuning yourself to that frequency, and anything which is not resonant cannot come into your fields. Knowing this, you can choose not to operate in certain frequencies. Whereas if you're going down that dark alley and you don't think those thoughts, you start to think negative thoughts about what might happen, your body is consumed with a fearful vibration, and you begin to lower your vibration and operate at this lower frequency, which then other entities, other beings can come in and create that toxic environment that we're talking about. Your energy then is not protected. Doesn't mean it's too late, but it's not protected. So observing how your reality is affecting you and learning how to attune yourself to that frequency. Maybe mantras work for you, maybe they don't, and it's really learning of what it is that works for you and understanding your own process. You can't really take any information from anyone. You just have to go out and into the school of life and learn it for yourself at the end of the day. The next way to protect your energy from toxic environments is when you feel like not good, like you feel like you're holding your breath, you're tensing your shoulders, however it is that your body's responding, you can tap deeper into your breath. So then when you know that area where it's happening, you can inhale and imagine the breath going into that space, softening and releasing with your exhales. Your breath is everything. It's a tool of transformation. It's a tool of strength. It is how you connect to your deepest parts of your energy, of your body. It's our connection. So in finding ways to breathe it out and breathe with the experience, that's going to help as well. When you feel fear start to boil up, that fear vibration where you start to kind of lower and you start to think those negative thoughts, just taking time to breathe and slow it down for a minute sometimes can just kind of redirect you into the path that you want to be on. The first is affirmations and calling in your mind, literally stating the vibrations. The second is breathing to release any toxicity. When you're in an argument, keeping the chest open and the breath deep. That's how you're gonna stay calm. Whether it's an argument or a confrontation or some sort of clash of energy where it's just not in the most alignment. Could be a stranger, could be a loved one. And the third option is to remove yourself. So taking, whether that's a temporary removal or a permanent removal. If that's a relationship, you realize, hey, this friend, every time I'm around them, I feel like shit. Every time I leave, I wanna cry. Every time I leave, I feel conflicted and I go home and fight with someone else. If you can watch that like cycle of how one person's energy might be affecting the rest of your day, then that might be a sign like I need to remove this person from my life, or I need to distance myself, or I need to set a boundary so that it's not coming in at any time that they please. Or maybe it's a friend who always needs to talk things through with you, and maybe you're not in the energetic space to really receive what they want to put out, so you don't speak to them for a little bit and you set that boundary and do what is best for your energy. And another version of removal would be if your brain is going around and around in circles and this toxic energy is stuck on you, how do I protect myself from this toxic environment? I can choose to remove myself from the environment temporarily, go for a walk, do something physical, dance, jump, shake your body. Just temporarily taking the energy away from you, going into nature if possible, and then resetting and coming back and trying to communicate and operate from a higher frequency, from that which is going to be more in alignment with a beautiful environment rather than a toxic environment. So those are a few ways that I protect my energy from toxic environments. Hopefully that helps. If there's questions, comments, concerns, you know what to do. Leave them below. Thank you guys for tuning in to another week. Namaste. By the way, I think one of my eyes is changing colors. This is like my skin up close and personal. I have no makeup on. I just curled my eyelashes, but my left eye, this one, is getting more green. As I evolve, I guess my avatar evolves with me.